and I am prospered in all I do. I bless all that I touch, and I am prospered in all that I do. One more time. I bless all that I touch, and I am prospered in all that I do. And now we will be doing the lighting of the flames of faith, and Brandy Pagano will come and light them for me. We perform this ceremony on Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, embracing the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And we light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as Brandy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And now I invite you to close your eyes as we move within. Let us know and deeply embody this awareness of Spirit, of this indwelling life, this indwelling breath that breathes us. It is ever present, it is all-knowing, and it is timeless. It is here and now, every moment of every day, in all things, in all people. It is the love of life, the joy of life, the beingness that we are. I am aware, open and accepting of this loving gift. I am one with it. I am it in expression. I am knowing and being. For the mind knows, the heart knows, and we are one. So in this moment, I bless this service. I bless all who make it possible, and all who serve here at this center. We are so grateful for the service of our board, our practitioners, our volunteers. Thankful and grateful, for gratitude lifts us to a higher place, a place of knowing and a place of being. And in this word, knowing it is heard by Spirit, I release and let go. Knowing this to be so, together we say, and so it is. And now we have a gift of special music by Chris Ernston.
When sunlight shines on the world, I feel the love. When moonlight beams on the night, it's love from above. Feel all the love, love from above. See all the love, it's shining love from above. If you could just see the love that shines through your eyes, inside of you lies the love that shines through your eyes, shines through your eyes. The love that shines through your eyes. See it shine through your eyes. I feel it shine through your eyes. I think that we are the love that shines through our eyes. Our eye is good, it shines through our eyes, shines through our eyes, the good that shines through our eyes, the love that shines through our eyes. I know it shines through our eyes. So I say thank you for this love in our eyes. There is no doubt that we are divine. I see the love that shines in your eyes. You are the love that shines through your eyes. I found a spirit in me that shines through my eyes. There is a love deep in me that shines through my eyes, shines through my eyes. A spirit shines through my eyes, a love that shines through my eyes. I know it shines through my eyes. My eyes, it's there in your eyes. See it in their eyes. It's here in our eyes. Sunlight, moonlight, starlight, love light shines through your eyes.
And if you haven't looked at the moon lately, it's almost full. Tomorrow's a full moon. It is beautiful. Our guest speaker today is Reverend Veronica Silva. Veronica has been a religious science practitioner since 2003. She recently graduated from ministerial school in October of 2020. Currently, she's a staff minister at Namaste Centers of Spiritual Living in Long Beach, California. Professionally, Veronica is a charge nurse on a cardiac unit in a hospital in Torrance. She made it through COVID pandemic with a lot of prayer and a lot of deep breaths. She lives with her family in the city of Carson. Veronica is very excited to be here again with us. Help me welcome back Reverend Veronica Silva.
Testing 1, 2, okay. I have one job, just to push the button. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Chris. Wow. Wow, my heart is so opened by that beautiful song. So thank you so much. Yes, let's give him some love for sharing your gifts and talents with us. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it when a song just opens you up like that. So hello, High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be here with you. I'll be back again. Thank you for inviting me and having me back. I love coming here. I think I was talking to someone earlier about when I walk in and I feel the building and I feel the people. It's like, this is God expressing right here as a High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. So you have a blessed community. So I feel really grateful to be here. So thank you. Yes, and today we're talking about the global theme for Centers for Spiritual Living. The title is, the Rocky Road, or traveling the Rocky Road, and it's not the ice cream. I will say I need some Rocky Road ice cream when I'm on the Rocky Road. But we're talking about the challenges. Life comes sometimes with challenges. And I was thinking about, does anybody do like four-wheeling or ATV, quads? There's a lot of desert out here. There's a lot of rocky road out here, yes? And I used to do that a lot when I was younger, and my oldest kids were younger, and it was fun. I loved it. And I thought about that, ATVs, and I thought, we, us, are ATVs, all-terrain vehicles. Yes? We've traversed some terrain, have we not, in life? Yes, we have. And we've made it through the other side. And I thought, okay, as ATVs, I like to call it, instead of transversing the rocky roads, we're going to learn to transcend the rocky roads. How does that sound to you? Sound good? Yes. And, I recently returned from a meditation retreat, and I always do these meditation retreats, when the road gets rocky. I'm like, I need help. And so I attended a 10-day meditation retreat. And in this meditation retreat, we meditated 10 hours a day. Yes, it was definitely something. It was my second time, so I kind of knew what to expect, but that didn't make it any easier. And we sit on the ground and meditate. And I sat on the ground, for 20 minutes, to do my morning meditation or stretches. But this was sitting on the ground for 10 hours a day. And so my body said, what are you doing? What are you doing? So they would give you pillows, and I put the pillows, I'm trying to get comfortable, I put the pillows under this leg, and under this leg, and put one behind me, and oh God, it hurt, just like painful and uncomfortable. So then I put another pillow here, and put one back there, and put a pillow here, and put a pillow there, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to meditate, I felt like E.T., and E.T.'s like hiding and all the steps happening because I had so many pillows around me and I just couldn't get comfortable. And so I'm like, what? This is a meditation retreat, and I'm having so much pain in my body. And so I thought, all right, what do I need to do? What do I need to do here? What is going on? And I thought, you know what? I just need a chair. I'm going to meditate in a chair. So I asked for a chair, because you can ask for a chair. And I said, I'm going to get a chair, and then I can sit and meditate, because I can't meditate with my hips bothering, my legs falling asleep. So I got a chair. And I sat in the chair for my first meditation, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep, and then I said, okay, wait, let's do this. And I went to the next meditation, a little later. And then I'm sitting in the chair, I'm all comfortable, and I fell asleep again. And I thought, I really was paying attention. I said, there's something going on here. So what I noticed is that I was too comfortable in the chair, that I was falling asleep. Right? How does this apply to our life? Sometimes in life we're trying to put all the pillows in the right place and get into the right position in life and get into that perfect right job and that perfect right relationship just to be comfortable. And then when we're comfortable, we fall asleep. We don't do our spiritual practices because we're comfortable. Everything's great. Everything's smooth. And so I was like, all this was coming to me as I'm sitting in this chair. And I thought, wow, how that, I could really see how that related to my life. I was trying to make myself comfortable. I thought that was the goal. Isn't the goal in life to be comfortable? so I didn't know, nobody wants to experience pain or uncomfortability. I just wanted to sit in the chair and relax and have my meditation. So I sat with that inside, and I said, I need to go back to the floor. And I had that thought, and it scared me, because I knew what was on the floor. I knew what was there. And I said, okay, you can do this. So I went back to the teacher, and I said, okay, I'm done with the chair. I need to go back to the floor. And they're like, okay, they're really like, okay, it's your journey. You do what you need to do. I said, okay, I went back to the chair. I'm like, in my head, I'm preparing mentally. Okay, got this. Okay, God, we got this. Okay, we're going to do this. And so my first meditation, I'd like to report that there was no pain. There was smooth sailing. I sat on the ground. There was nothing, but that's not what happened. Okay, what happened was there was discomfort. My leg fell asleep. I'm putting the pillows, and I stopped. And this is the rocky road of life. Discomfort. We lose our job. We lose a relationship. Something happens that we didn't want to happen, or something didn't happen that we wanted to happen, and we think something's wrong. But really, it's the rocky road of life, and that means we're living life fully, and that we're going and walking into it and saying, "Yes, I've got this. God's got this. We've got this," as a spiritual expression. Walking through life on this earth, in this objective world. But what we know is that within us resides a power and a presence that can transcend and help us walk through anything. So I sat on that ground, and I started looking at the discomfort. And sometimes I had to move, sometimes I had to get up, sometimes I had to... But what I didn't do is I stopped resisting it. I stopped resisting what was coming towards me. And what that helped me do is it helped me create like a dance. I started dancing with the discomfort. I thought, wow, this is I gotta put this in my pocket and remember this when the road gets rocky in life, is to look at what is occurring, and out picturing, and see how I can dance with it. Because it does sometimes appear like everything's falling apart. Has anyone, if you've been alive, does it sometimes appear that some things are falling apart? I'm here to offer that maybe they're falling together. That maybe everything's falling together for your highest good. And it looks like a mess. It looks like a rocky road. And so I would just go into sitting down and just notice the changes. And what I noticed when I sat there long enough is that it changed. The pain would change. What I felt here now moved over here. But it would move, and sometimes it would go away. Sometimes it wouldn't, but I just watched it. And I realized that everything is in constant movement on this universe and in constant change. You were talking about the moon becoming full, change. And once it's full, it's going to change again, yes? Natural cycles of life. And I noticed how everything was changing the longer I sat there and I noticed what was happening. And I thought, wow, we run from change. But yet that's the natural course of life. But yet we run from it. And so I sat with it. And what Spirit showed me was that, we're like a sack, if you will, of subatomic particles. That's what we are, moving and dancing and changing in this thing called our body, our expression, our God expression, our skin sack. We're not stagnant. We're constantly moving. Everything in here, the atoms, the subatomic, everything in this body, this expression of you is constantly in move and in change. So as within, so without, yes? So that means our universe, the sack, if you will, of subatomic particles, whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. This dancing universe of subatomic particles are also moving and changing and expanding and contracting and moving. So we have like this microcosm of moving subatomic particles at a slower vibration, and the universe at a higher vibration, a faster movement. That's how we are becoming formed, it's a slower movement. So I thought, wow, everything's moving, always changing. So as I would go into my meditation and sit there, I thought, how can I be present and okay with change? If that's the natural cycle of everything. So I took a breath in, took a breath out. And the answer was really simple, but not easy. When we're on that rocky road, was to just observe it. Watch it. If we judge it, we're making it wrong, and we're making our life wrong. Do you think God makes mistakes, like with our life? If what is happening through us as we are the filters of the perception of life, then there really are no mistakes. So how can we observe what's happening without judgment? With compassion, I gained a whole new level of compassion for myself. And my body, goes through changes. It has pains that it didn't used to have. And this doesn't work the same anymore. And that. And how can I have compassion for the changes going on in my life? Compassion for myself. Compassion for somebody who might be involved in it, or my job, or just like, this is life, and I'm going to breathe into it, and everything's okay. So instead of looking for the chair, I've discovered by sitting there that, complacency, there's no growth going on when we're complacent and stagnant. it reminded me of water, stagnant water. What gathers around stagnant water? It was mosquitoes. I was thinking, like stagnant water, there's nothing, you know, there's no growth. So the butterfly, as it's coming out of its cocoon, it's working and it's struggling to build the strength for those wings to work. And it's not always in struggle, but it's part of the process for it to grow into the beautiful butterfly that it is. And that's part of our rocky road. So so knowing that everything's always changing, we know that everything that's alive is going to die. Yes? Like whether it's the flower, the grass, even ourselves. And to accept this impermanence, to sit and accept that impermanence, that everything is impermanent, always moving, always changing, always coming, and always going. There was okay, I can do this. I can do this. And so I sat for 7 more days. It was 7 more days, and I sat on the ground and I learned about the impermanence of life, and that we can transcend that rocky road when we can observe it, when we can remember who we are, that we are spiritual beings that have the power within to move beyond it. And not only do we have the power within, we have the power without, meaning all of us together, coming together as spiritual community. Community is so important, and I was speaking earlier about this, like, wow, it feels so good to be talking to somebody in the foyer at church. Like, that's a big deal now, because we hadn't done it for so long. And it feels so good to just hear the chitter-chatter and the aliveness of being here at our spiritual center. Yes, it's just the alive, you could feel it. And the aliveness comes from all of us contributing to each other. And I'm hoping that that's one of the things that this pandemic has taught us. One, I think the pandemic has taught us there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide, so we might as well go to God. That's one of the things that I really got at, was we need to go inside and go into our meditation. And then the other was how much we need community. And because when you don't have it, you realize how much you miss it. And then when you hear it and feel it, like I did here today, it's like, oh, this is what part of helping us to traverse. Sometimes we're traversing, sometimes we're transcending that rocky road, is community. Because don't you just feel better when you see familiar faces of like-minded people, hearts opening, beautiful songs that open us. Like, yes, I can do this. I can do this. I can get through to the other side of this challenging time. And so, Ernest Holmes tells us the conscious use of creative power to navigate all kinds of challenges is one of the finest arts that we can develop to reach a higher level of consciousness. So he's saying that right there, that the creative power that we can, navigate all kinds of challenges through our meditation practice. When the road gets rocky, I run, that doesn't make sense, but I run to my meditation practice, because that's where I can sit and be with God. And I can fill my cup up, and I can know that I can do this, yes. And so I made it through my meditation retreat with a lot of wisdom from sitting and being with whatever was going on in the moment. Some meditations, sometimes we'd sit for an hour, sometimes we sat for 2 hours at a time. And some of them were easier than others, and some of them were harder. And I thought, wow, sometimes when I go to work, or sometimes when I'm in relationships, some days are easier than others, and some days are harder than others. Wow, what are my tools? Just see how we can observe. How can I observe? There's a chair. There's a camera. There's a human being expressing as Joanne, as Chris, as High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. When we can remove the judgment. Judgment just comes from our limiting beliefs that were handed down to us, that we learned when we were younger. We can just set those aside. Just notice them if they come up. Oh, there's that thought again that I have about this, that, or the other. There's that thought again. And see the God in the person, in the situation. We can observe and become observers. Does it take practice? Yes. And it takes a willingness to surrender. Surrender to all that is, to that God within us that knows our path, that knows why we came to this earth. And so when we can surrender and let go and of all those limiting beliefs and judgments, we can observe, be a gentle witness to life and to ourselves. How many of you could use a little bit more of being a gentle witness to yourself? Yes. It starts there. When you can become a gentle witness to yourself, it makes it easier to be a gentle witness of others. Less judgment of yourself. I should be here. I should be this weight, this size. I should be at this. I should have got promoted. All of those shoulds that we put on ourselves create a rocky road. And when we can remove that thought or observe it, not even remove it, just observe it. Don't give it power. Don't give it energy. Just say, like a passing cloud. There's that thought again. I'm choosing a God thought. I'm choosing that transcendent thought to transcend this rocky road. It's like a dance. Just like I was dancing with the discomfort from my meditation. We can dance with our thoughts that don't serve us. We don't give them energy. We come back to center. Yes. So within us is the possibility of unlimited experience. It is our privilege to give birth to them. It is our privilege to give birth to unlimited possibilities that reside within us, because whatever is the rocky road in front of us, whatever seems like it's in the way, I'll tell you from my experience, it usually is the way. Instead of trying to go around it, just go right through it. Say, God, we've got this. We've got this. And we walk through with grace, and with the power and the skill of observation. Just start with the flower. It's really to observe the flower without judgment. Although we're going to say it's good and bad, that's judgment. So we start to notice the thoughts that come through when we're looking at something, when we're looking at someone. Just notice, take that breath. That breath connects you to the center, the source that resides within you. And when we can be observers of our life, we create a freedom to be, and we give others the freedom to be. What a generous gift, yes? Yes, yes. My life is the life of God. Can you say that for me? My life is the life of God. Yes. Therefore, my life is whole, perfect, and complete. Yes, my life is the life of God. Yes. Therefore, my life is abundant and prosperous. Okay, say this with conviction. My life is the life of God. Therefore, I am perfectly imperfect. Yes, yes, yes. All the rocky roads, all the nooks and crannies in our consciousness, all of it is God, and I accept it right here and right now as a perfect divine expression of each and every one of us right here. Yes, yes. Take a deep breath in. Let it all out. Let's turn within. Yes, yes. To the divine that resides within us. To the divine that always says yes. Yes. The divine that has no judgment. The divine that's never been hurt, injured, or worried. Yes, that divine sacred space that we always have access to when we turn within. And it is from that place within that I declare right here and right now that all is well. Even when the appearances of something rocky appears in front of us, we can know as we transcend to the higher ground, we can know that all is well. And we can trust and know that the Spirit will reveal itself as the perfect right answer. We can know and accept that Spirit will say the perfect right thing through us, as us. And we can know and trust that Spirit will guide us to hear the perfect right thing that will send us in the right direction. And as we know that, we trust that, we can say, yes, yes, Spirit, thank you, I trust you. I trust the Spirit within to guide me. I trust the Spirit within to show me, to reveal to me. It's really a revelation of that which already exists within you. It's a revelation. Like the curtain being pulled back from the Wizard of Oz. Yes, revealing itself as my life, as your life, as the highest expression of our heart's desires. I accept that right here and right now for each and every one. Knowing that it is done, I release it to the Holy Spirit with gratitude and absolute thanksgiving as we all say together, and so it is. Amen, amen. Yes. And then say it again, and so it is. Let's hear it. And so it is. Yes, remember, Spirit responds to our thoughts, yes, and our feelings and our intentions and our enthusiasm. So as we declare it with love, declare it with enthusiasm. And the Spirit says yes, as we imprint it into the law returns it unto us. Thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for creating a community filled and fulfilled with the Spirit of God. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're moving into our time of giving. And this is our giving time. So take a moment to join me in the appreciation for this community and for this philosophy. Absolutely. We know that we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate the energy with gratitude. Absolutely. For now, we will not be passing the baskets, but there is a basket in the aisle at the rear of the sanctuary. So if you'd like to provide an offering, there's a basket there. There are also other ways to give, to contribute to our center. You can give through Give Plus, and you can give through the website and to donate. And I just offer, as when you give, whether it's virtually or here in person, that you give from a place of knowing that we're giving from the overflow, that all needs are met, and that we're giving freely and openly of our gifts that have been so freely given to us. So when you give from that place, the universe says yes, yes, and we say yes, more please, yes. And so let's join me in reading aloud our declaration of affirmative giving, located inside your program on the left side. We'll say this together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. So it is. Yes, and thank you. And Chris is going to bless us with a song.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my word. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God is my source. God is my power. God is everything to me. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Lord gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, Chris. And thank you, Reverend Veronica. That was wonderful. So we'll take a moment now to bless our gifts today as we recognize the overflowing abundance of life itself, knowing that these gifts go forth, touching lives, bringing healing and wholeness to our world. And as the practitioners make their way forward to the platform, and Reverend Veronica, would you please join them? 2 of our practitioners are still on vacation. We have an outreach practitioner, and we have another practitioner at home. So there's more than just these 2 plus 3. There's 6 altogether. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. The prayer request box is in the garden room under the picture of Ernest Holmes. Our practitioners' phone numbers are on the back side of your program. Please reach out to one of our experienced practitioners for prayer, especially if you're going through a challenge in your life or on that rocky road. They are here to know the truth for you and are available after service for spiritual support. Our practitioner of the day, Lori Smith, will now do our benediction for today.
So I invite you, if it's safe to do so, to close your eyes and simply move within. We are so grateful and so thankful for this power, this one all-providing source, this infinite intelligence, this absolute one that we are one with. This is our life, this is our joy, and we are so, so blessed, and we're so thankful that this message today from Reverend Veronica serves us and as we move forward each and every day in every way. I know this to be so. I'm so grateful and thankful. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Lori. I want to thank you to those of you who have joined us online, and we'll see you next week right here in person at the center or on HDCSL Live on YouTube. Chris will close out our service today with God Makes Me Want to Sing. So please feel free to stand and clap and move your bodies. And that's it. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. Love you all.